Lee, thanks for joining us. Of course, it's been a hectic few days since your last game away at Grimsby for you. But at the end of the day, you've shown total commitment to the football club, and here you are, still the manager.
Yeah, then that's all I've got is complete and utter commitment to the football club. This club's been so good to me, and I wanted to reiterate that commitment to the club. What it does show is how well the staff are doing. They're amazing. They work so hard. Ryan, Kenny, Jacko, Fred, Luke, in my immediate staff, the physios. Ryan's amazing. Watches hours and hours of football, and then most importantly, how well the players are doing. They're an amazing group to be around. They're keeping me young. I know I'm not particularly old, but they're keeping me young. They put a smile on my face every day, and obviously results help with that. But it's an amazing place to be, and long may it continue.
Well, you mentioned everybody in-house that you work with day in and day out. You've talked a lot since you've taken over how well and good the supporters have been to you as well, how much they've been behind you. And not sure whether you're aware, but they've raised a new flag that's going to be on parade against Colchester. We'll leave it till it comes out what it actually says. But not only that, they've raised the money for that, and they've also had extra money to go towards the club's food banks that they do. Fantastic that is, isn't it?
Yeah, look, I get a little bit, spoke to Pete before, he told me, I get a little bit embarrassed with things like that, but it is appreciated, the support they're giving everybody, the players, week in, week out, away games, they're just amazing, and to be able to give some money to a good cause as well, particularly this time of year, where I think it's important everyone chips in and helps to look after people who aren't as fortunate as most of us, is amazing. And like I say, I remember sitting here 2.5 years ago, and I just wanted the club to be as one. And I think we're all on that big red bus, aren't we? Looking to push forward. I say it's a good place to be. Results mean it's a good place to be. There's so much hard work that we've got to do to maintain this. There'll be no letting off the gas from us. But it is a really nice gesture, and one that I hope the staff enjoy as well, because it's for them as well.
Well, you were worthy winners of the weekend. Before we start looking ahead towards what everybody's looking forward to, actually Friday night football at the Mournflake Stadium. But you would have been in that classroom. You would have been with your staff, as you always do, analysing that game. You've watched it in a more relaxed way. Played some good stuff, didn't you? Yeah,
we really did play some good stuff, and the players played with a lot of freedom out there within the discipline structure of what we were after. A really good away performance. I said to the players, I really enjoyed watching that game back. I thought they executed it brilliantly, and like I said, the most important thing and the pleasing thing for us was we have a way of how we wanted to work up the pitch that was there, and they played with some freedom and showed some skill and class when they had the football. But I've said to them, they start from zero again. That game's gone. You start from zero again. You've got to get yourself back to that position, and after Friday's game, you're back to zero, and you've got to keep working all the time to reach your potential, because you want your potential to just keep growing all the time, and it's important that we put on more performances like that.
Well, you're coming to match day 30 or match night 30, whatever. Sorry, match night 20 you're coming to.
I was going to say.
Put your 10 games on, you've gone up. You're coming to match day or match night 20, third in the table. But I think you really believe there's a lot more to come out of your squad of players?
Yeah, I really do. I think some of the younger players, you can really see that they've matured and physically look better. Players that have been here a little bit longer, in terms of players we brought in, are really now beginning to show their qualities. The players we brought in have looked like they've settled now into how we want them to play and what the demands are to play in this team. So I do now think that there's more opportunity for us to grow as a team. But with that, it takes hard work. It takes training properly every day. It takes taking in information, having no grey areas in terms of when you go on the pitch. They have the facility here in terms of if they are unclear, they've got the video all the time available to be able to look at. The staff are always willing to sit down with the players. Kenny will do some one-to-ones with some of the players. So there is that potential to grow, but you don't grow unless you produce hard work and you're able to deal with setbacks, which ultimately we're going to get at some point. Touch wood we don't, but you know, that many games left suggests we will, and it's how you bounce back from that, how you respond from that, how you show a good character within a big group to be able to keep responding.
The one thing we touched on after the Grimsby game was the versatility that you've got throughout the squad. That must be reassuring as a manager. Whatever you implement or whatever you talk about or whatever you want your players to do, they can go and do it wherever they're asked to play those roles.
Yeah, and I think it helps us as well when we do have selection headaches in terms of someone might be injured or something. I don't think we don't have to throw the game plan completely out the window, because we've got good players who are adaptable and can play in positions, and we trust them players to be able to do that. So it's also having good players that will be able to do that, but it really helps us that we have belief and trust in these players to be able to play in multiple positions, and that makes it easier for us planning moving forward.
Well, as we spoke earlier, we're talking about Friday night football, we're talking about the fans as well. You know, there could be a record home crowd. It's going to be a massive crowd, whatever the final total is. But they have a big part to play. They've been playing it, but they've got a big part to play Friday.
Yeah, and let's hope it is a big crowd, bumper crowd, and they really enjoyed the evening. Like I said, the kids will be off, won't they? I think they finished that day, maybe the day before a lot of schools. So hopefully they can make some noise. We've got to make them make some noise, but there'll also be 18 other people, and then including other staff trying to dent that. So we've got to be mindful of that as well.
It's all about, of course, you know, being together and moving on. But you're in a position that you're in a terrific position where it's a hectic period of the season. But what place you are in, and the incentive is you could go second in the table.
Yeah, we are in a really healthy position in terms of the league position, but what we can't do is we can't lean on that too much going into games. Our aim is to win football matches and implement a way and a style of changes game by game of how we want to do that. We don't go on about the league table. The players know where they can finish up and where they can be. Sometimes that's a gentle reminder to them. But the main thing for us is that they're all working for each other and they all want a common goal. And if you continue to do that, things hopefully will look after themselves, and we might be in a healthy position in another 20 odd games.
Can you let us into a little secret about what happened before the game against Grimsby in terms of one of your players came out with a pre-match chat and there were a pre-match rally call? Can you enlighten your supporters on that? It's getting out a little bit about it.
Right.
Do tell us about it.
Yeah, I don't know how it gets out there, but no, we have a bit of a rally before the games, and Jack now being in the squad, players listen to him, I listen to him. He's got good things to say. I thought it was a good opportunity for that to happen, and he told a brilliant story, really touching. People were welling up a little bit, and I think because of how well respected he is at the football club within the staff and the players, they took the messages on, and I think that played a really big part in the performance on Saturday.
Well, let's look straight away at Colchester, a side like yourself on a decent unbeaten run.
Yeah, a really good run, not conceding many goals with that, so many hours without conceding. Super organised with what they do, good individual players. Dangerous from a lot of areas. The front players are a handful. You can do a bit of everything, hold the ball up, look to getting behind, dangerous from crosses. Like I say, super organised with what they do, and there'll be a real tough nut to crack. And they will have moments where they have spells with the football because they like to play. So it should be a really good game with two teams in good positions.
Just finally up today with the treatment room.
Yeah, unfortunately, Connor Thomas will go and see somebody today. He was 20 minutes away from being probably getting half an hour on the pitch on Friday, and he's gone in and blocked tackle, and there's a slight issue. So we will see somebody today, and I'm just devastated for him. It's just so important to what we've been building here as staff in terms of people. Amazing character, really good footballer. I hope everyone can show the support for him, because we will. He's still a big part of what we want to try and do over the length of it. He's here for another 18 months and possibly beyond. So hopefully everyone can rally around him and give him the support that we need. because like I say, he's been a vital part. That's why he's here from when I took over. That's why he's here, because he's been a vital part of what we've trying to build, and he is vital to it, and his professionalism. But let's hope it's not too serious, and we'll see somebody later. But the signs aren't brilliant at the minute, and I thought it was important just get that out of the way, for Connor, so he's getting it all in one bundle type of thing. But we'll support him, and we'll look after him, because like I say, he's really important to me in terms of what culture. And not only that, I think you can see when he plays how important he is to the team. Kane will be back with us, we hope, in January, touch wood. He's moving along nicely. He'll get another week at St George's Park with the facilities they've got there, which is really good. And I think that's about it at the minute. Nathan, Omar's good. Yeah, we will be looking after Omar and making sure we get plenty of minutes out of him after Friday, including Friday. It's like 18 days, isn't it? We will be making changes throughout them 18 days. We definitely will. So everybody will be used, and it's important. We're not tempted sometimes just to go with things to look after people.
Have you got Chris Long back?
Longy is back. He's been in training. He's been really poorly. His family have been poorly. We've made sure he's been able to get to where he needs to see who he needs to. Family's always first, and always will be. But hopefully, he'll train today and tomorrow. He'll be in a position to be involved.